We are soaring into 2013 with a tremendous and traditional matchup in the Capital One Bowl. Two of the 5 bowlingest programs in the history of college football have turned Orlando into a sea of red and a sea of red and black. Here come the Bulldogs of Georgia getting set to take on Nebraska in an SEC Big Ten showdown. This is the Capital One Bowl on ABC from Orlando as we get set for this tremendous matchup between these two programs that have played only one time in history back in 1969 in the Sun Bowl. Aaron Murray and the 7th-ranked Bulldogs taking on number 16 Nebraska, both division winners in their respective conferences. Brett Maher is getting set to kick off for the Cornhuskers. He's had 54 touchbacks of his 89 kickoff today. A perfect afternoon for football. Mid-70s, a light breeze, the sun is out, and Malcolm Mitchell, a dangerous return man, is deep for the Dogs. We are underway in the 2013 Capital One Bowl, and it'll be another touchback for Maher, and the Dogs will take it on the 25-yard line. This offense that is very balanced, very diverse, and the only SEC quarterback ever with 3,000-yard passing seasons.
And Aaron Murray's accuracy is going to get tested here today. Nebraska on defense allows opposing quarterbacks to complete only 46% of their passes, by far the lowest percentage completion of any team in the country. A lot of small windows to throw into versus this Cornhuskers D.
Couple of tremendous freshman running backs for Georgia, and it's Keith Marshall who's on the field first rather than Todd Gurley. Marshall didn't get a lot of carries in the SEC championship game in a Nebraska defense which was gutted by Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game. Stops Marshall for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. Our Capital One impact players for the Bulldogs, you'll see plenty of number 3, Todd Gurley, the other running back, Tavares King, a wide receiver, and on defense, Jarvis Jones and Alec Ogletree are dynamic guys who will make big impacts on Sunday. Marshall still in the backfield with Murray, who's looking at a 2nd and 10. Murray steps up, throwing deep, and a receiver out there, but he was double covered. He was looking for Rhett McGowan, and the Bulldogs now looking at a 3rd and 10.
There's an example of that pass defense from Nebraska. It's called a match zone concept. They always want to try and get double teams across the field, particularly deep downfield. That's why it's so hard to throw and do, even if you're the 2nd most efficient quarterback like Aaron Murray.
And I think the number one thing they did there, too, is that pass coverage gets better when you get pressure on a quarterback and make him step up.
On 3rd and 10, pressure, screen to Marshall. This is what they wanted to involve him in. It's a 1st down for the Dogs. The freshman is across the 45, up close to the 47. It's a pickup of 21 before Damian Stafford stopped him.
Georgia definitely wants to get their fast playmakers in space. Nebraska's struggled with that all year long. Great job running a screen. Now you have a linebacker trying to cover Keith Marshall, who's one of the fastest players on this Georgia team.
And now Aaron Murray is split out. Todd Gurley's into the game, and both running backs in the backfield for Mark Richt. Marshall has it again. Gurley's out there leading the way to block. And Marshall could have had a huge game, but he lost his footing as he was trying to turn the corner. Pickup of 1. Maybe Will Compton got a hand on him to trip him.
Make no mistake about it. Georgia wants to run the football. They have a decisive advantage up front, a much bigger offensive line that averages about 309 pounds per player, going against a smaller front 7 for Nebraska. They're going to try to impose their will.
Murray on the fade, had a man out there. It's going to be pass interference. He was looking for Tavares King.
Especially coming into this year, this was the question mark. Was this offense with a new offensive line? They've really gelled together, and Aaron Murray's put together a pretty good season.
Play action. Murray wanting to take a shot. Has a man out there, and it's picked off. P.J. Smith has it. Smith out across the 20, and the number 1 pass defense in the country comes up with a turnover. Now Martinez wants to run it. He pump faked, and Georgia was there to stop him. No gain. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Kwame Gathers was there to stop him. Our Capital One impact players for the Huskers. Amir Abdullah, we have not seen him yet. Over 1,000 yards this year. Kenny Bell, the receiver, and on defense, Eric Martin and Will Compton are the lead playmakers for Bo Pelini's defense.
And this is where you see Georgia moving around, trying to disguise. And watch number 29, Jarvis Jones, at the bottom of your screen down here.
Ogletree is after Martinez, and Martinez fires, and that ball should have been caught. Quincy Anunwa would have had the first down, but couldn't hold on to it, and the Cornhuskers will have to punt.
You know, a big theme in this game, to your point, Davey. Where is Jarvis Jones lining up? Where is he coming from? How well can Nebraska protect Taylor Martinez? Something they really struggled in the Big Ten title game against Wisconsin.
Brett Maher is the place kicker and the punter for the Huskers. We've already seen him make the opening kickoff out of the end zone. He averages nearly 42 yards per punt. Malcolm Mitchell is standing at his own 35.
Cover it for a touchdown if they can corral it. They're after it. It's still loose, and now it is going to roll out of the back of the end zone, and it is going to be a safety. A missed opportunity for the Bulldogs to get a touchdown, but they'll take the two. Justin Scott Wesley was the guy who had it right on his fingertips, and it squirted away. And that's a huge game for Nebraska. That could have been much worse.
Well, the second time in 2 big games, Georgia's gotten a huge block on special teams. You saw the blocked field goal for a score against Alabama in the SEC title game here. Defender just comes right through. Great effort.
And it was Sean, it looked like Sean Williams, number 36, comes in there, gets a big mid on it. And that's when you got to take your time. You've got so much time. The ball's in the end zone, just sitting there by yourself. It's cool. Just take it easy.
It's a country fumble. A country fumble. Scoot slip and slide.
Capital One Bowl on ABC. Dogs by a deuce. Third down and 3 for the Dogs. Murray to Gurley. Gurley makes one miss. He's got to get to the 30 for the first down, and the strong freshman, all 230 pounds of him, works his way, picking up the first down. Now a third down. Georgia's been a little over 45%. That's top 35 in the country. Heat coming on Murray. Georgia does a great job picking it up. Now Murray throws it out there, and did he make the catch? There's a flag coming in. It was Justin Scott Wesley, the guy who couldn't recover the block punt in the end zone, but he picks this one off the turf, it appears.
I think Keith Marshall at running back, one of those great true freshmen we were just talking about, allowed this play to happen with a great blitz pickup. Marshall
showing a little shake and picking up a first down. And he's pushed out of bounds by P.J. Smith. This drive, they're 3 for 3 on the day. And they're now 4 for 4. Running is Arthur Lynch, headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. $29 yards to the tight end, his third touchdown catch of the year.
Offensive coordinator Mike Bobo from Georgia just dialing up some crossing routes inside. You're going to see Arthur Lynch right here at tight end coming across the field. They got more action coming this way, and the defense just loses the tight end over the middle of the field.
Well, Nebraska's definitely showing that they're playing man-to-man. You saw the wide receivers cross and actually get a good pick, but listen, for Georgia, you saw Michael Bennett tear his ACL. You saw Marlon Brown tear his ACL. Somebody needed to step up. Mr. Lynch has done so down the stretch of the season.
10 plays, 80 yards. Aaron Murray to Arthur Lynch. Dogs up 9-0. You're watching the Capital One Bowl on ABC.
We keep scoring, too.
Burkhead. Bounce to the outside. Rex has some room. He gets across the 40. Bakari Rambo hopped aboard and took a little ride. They pick up a 21 for Rex. All the great running backs they've had at Nebraska. Burkhead is 5th in the all-time rush list. Had he not been hurt, he'd have a chance to get to 2nd. Amir Abdullah, who ran for more than 1,000 yards while spelling Burkhead and carrying the load, picks up 11. These guys, too, remember over the last 4 years, they played not only the Big Ten championship game this year, played the Big 12 championship game a couple of times. Shovel pass to Burkhead. He's got the first down. Still on his feet and getting close to the 20-yard line. A pickup of 16 for Rex. Burkhead was bluffing. Play clock's getting close to see if Taylor's going to be able to get it off. He does. Martinez. Jones was after him. Fired to the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska. It's Jamal Turner. How about that answer from the Cornhuskers?
Nice patience by Taylor Martinez. Off of the play action, looking over the middle of the field. Obviously, Mark Richt on the sideline, very, very upset about something.
Bakari Rambo beaten, so Nebraska answers the 80-yard touchdown drive by the Dogs with a 75-yarder of their own, and Brett Maher trying to make it 9-7, and he does. These two teams have met only once, 1969 Sun Bowl. It was a Husker blowout. We might have a barn burner in Orlando. Taylor Martinez to Turner. You're watching the Capital One Bowl on ABC. Nebraska is thin up front. George is going a little tempo on him. They're trying to set a screen, and it's picked off. Picked off by Will Compton. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Nebraska.
The second time in this game, Georgia tries to dial up the middle screen to the running back coming out of the backfield. They caught Nebraska in a blitz the first time. Here's Compton right here in the middle of the field. He doesn't get fooled. He stays home. He watches the running back's tracks. Wow, and he beats the football there.
Brett McGowan comes in motion. He has to knock him off the track. He's trying to hit Compton, but look at that.
Yeah, and Marshall went to the ground. He went to the ground, which the play wasn't going anywhere because of Compton, but when Marshall went to the ground, Compton made sure it went somewhere for the Big Red thrashing machine. 2 interceptions for the nation's top-ranked pass defense, and Nebraska, which has made a habit this year of falling in a hole and then rallying for victory, instead has punched the Dogs right in the kisser early. The pass defense and the play by Will Compton. The Huskers have a 14-9 lead. You're watching the Capital One Bowl on ABC. Murray will take a home run shot. Tavares King's out there, and King has it. Touchdown, Georgia, 75 yards. Andrew Green was the guy who was beaten. P.J. Smith was back there with him, and King beat them both for the score.
It looked like at the start of this play, Nebraska had everything doubled deep down the field. You're going to see they're going to run a deep post with Tavares King at the top of the screen, and then they're going to try to undercut it, and the undercut affects the field safety, Damian Stafford. Watch here. He's got his eyes on it, and that opens up the post up top. Beautiful catch by King.
Morgan puts through the extra point. That was the longest pass play of the year by Georgia, and Nebraska leads the nation, allowing the fewest number of pass plays of longer than 40 yards. But boy, they just gave up a big one there of 75 as the Dogs go back on top. I don't think you see much of it. Martinez going to throw. He's got a man wide open down the middle. It's Ben Cotton, the tight end. Cotton into Georgia territory, and look at Ben smartly wrap up the football as he's tackled at about the 31-yard line, a 56-yard gain.
Remember, Georgia has never seen an offense like this year.
Something both Tim Beck, the offensive coordinator, and Bo Pelini said, Georgia hasn't seen anything like us. Martinez being chased, and he'll go to the ground. That is Jarvis Jones getting the tackle for loss.
A tremendous
give it a sack on the scramble.
A tremendous job by Georgia on coverage. You're going to look downfield here. Nothing open for Taylor Martinez, which forces him to run this football. All receivers downfield covered. And right now, if I'm Taylor Martinez on the scramble, with your wheels, go and try to get as much as you can. The reason you pull up right here, I don't know why.
Well, why don't you throw out of bounds and not lose 3 yards? That's the only thing.
Or just keep running out of bounds.
Yeah. But you still lose a couple yards. If you throw it, you don't lose any yards.
So he gets the tackle for loss to tie the record, sort of like the Favre Strahan sack. On 3rd and 13, Martinez being chased again, throws it, and along the sideline is Cotton, who did a great job keeping his feet in bounds. Cotton, who had the 56-yard reception earlier, he picks up 13 on 3rd and 13, and they're moving the chains for the first down. Nebraska snaps it. Ogletree just swarms over Burkhead. He lost one.
We've talked a lot about Jarvis Jones and his NFL potential. What about Alec Ogletree? A converted safety, now playing what they call the money linebacker.
He's going to make some money soon.
He's about to make a lot of money. 6'3", 230 pounds. He can cover. He's got great speed, can play downhill. He's another guy you have to account for.
And one of those guys that the reason the defense sputtered for Georgia early, he was suspended for the first 4 games. Once he got back.
Burkhead, man again. Sanders Cummings hit him. And flags are coming in late, maybe a little extracurricular. If we were worried about the juices flowing for these two teams, the first quarter's taking care of that.
Yeah. You know, I'm fine with the juices flowing, but Mr. Cotton there, that's what you call not a smart play. You're talking about you're in a good situation, and 2nd and long, you're almost in field goal range, and you come over there and just destroy somebody.
Play, personal foul, late hit, offense, number 68. That 15-yard penalty being forced, and it'll be 3rd down.
Jake's ears going to be ringing about that one for a while. Shovel pass inside Jarvis Jones. Burkhead, a good pickup, but had a long, long way to go on 3rd down. They get it down to 30.
But a tremendous play call, because now you give your kicker an opportunity to make this. And Maher's long of the year is 54. He was the best kicker in the Big Ten Conference this year.
But I also think it's tremendous of where you ran that play.
Yeah.
You ran a shovel pass at Jarvis Jones. That way you don't have to block him. You let him use his athletic ability to get upfield, run a shovel pass behind him, and pick up a bunch of free yards.
That's what Chip Kelly or Lou Holtz or anybody that ran the option. If you can't block them, read them.
Yeah, absolutely.
A 47-yard field goal attempt from Maher. Low snap, a little trouble getting it down. And as a result, Brett doesn't quite get it there. It's no good.
The second big special teams blunder in this game from Nebraska. They had the punt blocked early. Fortunately, only cost them a safety. On this play here, looks as though the snap is a good snap.
Yeah, but
it's just not fielded well by Jace Dane.
It was a little bit inside, and you can tell it took him a second to get it down. The kicker had to slow down. But the reason this field goal is so long is because of the personal foul. If Cotton doesn't wipe out a guy late, then it's 15 yards closer. The kick becomes easier. You don't have to put that much leg into it. The timing is not as important. So you shot yourself in the foot when you had an opportunity.
The Dogs are going to take over on the 30, leading 16-14 late in the first quarter, and Todd Gurley is drilled in the backfield. That's Eric Martin, senior from Reno Valley, California.
Eric Martin is undersized as a defensive end. You're going to see him right here on the very end of the outside. Only 250 pounds, but tremendous speed and quickness, able to get into the backfield.
If the Dogs get another snap before the end of the quarter, they do. Murray, second straight negative play. This time it's Cameron Meredith, the senior from Huntington Beach, California. A loss of 6, and the Dogs have thrown it in reverse here at the end of the first quarter. An eventful first quarter. Long touchdown passes, blocked punts, explosive runs. Georgia leading 16-14. The Capital One Bowl will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. Georgia, though, looking at a 3rd and 18. The Nebraska defense has kept the Dogs from running so far. Murray fires it right off the feet of Rhett McGowan. Kick save and a beauty from McGowan, but the Dogs will have to punt it away. And because of the way that game ended, that was overshadowed a little bit, the fact that this defense, with all of the NFL talent on it's last in the SEC in rush defense and got gashed by the Tide running game, as Martinez fits in a nice throw on the slant to Turner and picks up 6 and moves the chains.
Done a good job rebounding.
Burkhead driving his way through the Georgia defense and across the 45 in Rex in his last game wearing the red and white. Running tough, picks up a dozen. Option. Martinez keeps it. And Nebraska fans sort of let out a little rise. They wanted a face mask of Marlo Herrera.
First of all, watch Damian Swain come off the edge of corner, but look at the face mask, see if Herrera gets him. First of all, it's a face mask by Taylor Martinez. They never call offensive face mask, but great job that time by Swain playing the option, taking away the pitch, making Martinez run the football and letting his help come.
Martinez rolling it out. He throws a pick. Picked off by Swan. He's in a
Nebraska territory, and he runs out of bounds, and Taylor Martinez turns the football over. He's had trouble with fumbles this year. This time throws an interception. Georgia has his best starting field position of the day at the Nebraska 38, up 16-14. Murray. Deep for Rantavius Wooten, and just out of his grasp.
And I think everybody always gets sick and tired of talking about sudden change and taking a shot, because you wonder why it has an effect. But when you're a defense, you're on the sideline, your offense is going to work. You're just chilling. You're drinking Gatorade, and then all of a sudden you have to go back on the field, and sometimes, you know, your helmet's not buckled in and you're not ready to rock and roll, and you see people take shots on you.
3rd and 6. Murray on the quarterback draw. Aaron's going to have the first down. First down, get down.
How about that play call by Mike Bobo? We know Taylor Martinez can run. We didn't really think Aaron Murray was as good a runner either. But a tremendous play call on a giant 3rd down. Anticipating a big zone defense, it's the best time to call the quarterback draw.
This time they'll move Murray out to the top of your screen at flanker and snap it to Todd Gurley. Big Gurley out of the Wildcat. Now there's some success running. Touchdown, Dogs. 24 yards, missing by just a hair. Gurley and Marshall had 8 touchdown runs and 25 yards or longer this year, so another explosive play in the running game.
You're going to see a lot of misdirection coming this way, forcing flow from the defense, creating a big seam this way for Todd Gurley. You know, you knew they were going to do this coming into the game. Wisconsin had a lot of success in the Big Ten title game using their Wildcat packages. Mike Bobo, Georgia showing you theirs.
The extra point puts it through. The interception leading to a Georgia touchdown. And while it seems that the Nebraska defense has played much better because they've created some negative plays,
They're on pace.
Dogs still have 23 points on the board. We've got 10 and change left to go in the first half. You're watching the Capital One Bowl on ABC.
One of the things he's done better this year, better with his hands, getting off of blocks.
Back to Burkhead. Burkhead finding the corner. He's got a first down. And Ogletree and Rambo run him out of bounds. And Rambo didn't pull off quickly enough. A 20-yard run for Burkhead. And he's going to get a little bit more with the late hit. The misdirection of the Nebraska running game, a challenge as well. But Martinez going to pass it this time as he decides to take off, as he is wont to do. T-Magic still on his feet, throwing to a wide open receiver, and he had a man in the end zone, Jamal Turner, and he missed him. Nebraska trying to draw closer as Taylor Martinez looks at a 3rd and 10. Pressure coming. Martinez, who leads the nation in fumbles, and you could see that Georgia's defense was well aware of that, and so too was Martinez, who wrapped up the football. The 2nd sack for Georgia.
The key to this pressure is Jarvis Jones coming off the edge here. They get pressure coming off the edge, and it forces him to have to step up right away. They get a good push up the middle of the field, and that creates the sack.
And you know who got him, too, is Jordan Jenkins, the guy who next year and following year, we'll be talking about him like we were Jarvis Jones. We had 4 guys, contributors on the defense, suspended in the early part of the season, hurt the continuity a little bit. Brett Maher knocks through the 39-yard field goal to pull the Cornhuskers within 6 with 8:48 remaining here in the first half. Put a lot on Murray's plate. He's checking, getting them into the right run with Marshall. Keith Marshall cuts it back. He has explosive speed. And a tremendous open field and touchdown saving tackle from Damian Stafford after Marshall gets 19. Murray's just one of his last 5. Keep coming. He completes the pass, but Nebraska stops McGowan short of the first down, and we really made Kaepernick so dynamic in college, retiring with his 2nd stint as head coach. We wish Chris all the best. His influence even being felt in the NFL with that pistol, not just with Kaepernick, but with some other offenses as well, as Burkhead picks up 6 and will have the first down.
Stepping forward with the lead foot.
Now he heaved that one up, but he's got a man out there wide open. It's Kenny Bell, and Kenny Bell makes a big play. 35 yards on the pickup. You could do it on the ground, Jesse, but much more of a dynamic force throwing it like now. And a touchdown pass. Rex Burkhead coming from the slot. A 16-yarder, and Nebraska's an extra point away from taking the lead.
30.
Burkhead with his second touchdown catch of the season.
And watch what the play action does to the two linebackers, or linebacker and safety right here in the box. You talk about you're running the football effectively. Both of them 100% come up, play run. Burkhead slips behind him for an easy touchdown. When they're running the ball like this and they start to supplement the play action game with Nebraska, they're a scary offense.
And Nebraska is gutting the Georgia defense, but it's happening vice versa too. We're approaching 500 yards in the first half. Rex Burkhead, the senior, catching the touchdown pass. You're watching the Capital One Bowl on ABC. Alert officiating. Gurley. There goes Gurley across the 40, and it's a first down for the Dogs.
You live and die by the blitz as a defense. This time, Nebraska decides to bring the corner.
New Year's Day 2013 with us at the Capital One Bowl. Gurley has it again, and there goes Gurley. If he gets by Smith, he couldn't. He would have scored, but another big pickup by Todd Gurley, this time 24 yards.
And go back to the right. That's how you make your offensive line look good.
Now Marshall is hit in the backfield. Tremendous coverage by Eric Martin, the defensive end, who sniffed that one out immediately. A loss of 6. Third down and 9. Murray can't find the receiver, and he's just going to have to throw it away. Now the question is, did he get outside the tackle box? Nebraska doesn't think that Murray made it out there.
Great job of disguise. It looks like they're bringing pressure up the middle. At the very last second, guys are going to drop out, and there's that match zone again. 3-on-2 up top, 2-on-1 at the bottom of the screen. Nowhere to go for Aaron Murray.
Y'all think he got outside the tackle box?
Well, Mike DeFee did. He was the referee, but from that replay, I didn't think so.
I didn't think he did, and that's a big... Remember, it's spot of the foul. So where he threw the football, he would have backed it up, and they'd essentially be out of field goal range. Didn't look like he got outside the tackle box.
Marshall Morgan's going to try a 47-yarder. That's a long 47. That'll be spotted closer to the 38-yard line, the 10 yards depth of the end zone. Morgan has the leg for it. Though he didn't get enough this time, didn't have the accuracy either. And a missed field goal with less than 90 seconds to go. So Nebraska's going to get the ball back. Pretty good field position. Couple timeouts. Martinez just throws it and had to get rid of it. So that'll bring up fourth down. And there's still a lot of time on the clock now. And Georgia has a couple of timeouts. On 3rd and 10. Murray to McGowan, and McGowan caught it twice and held on. He'll get the first down. Clock stops to move the chains. Pick up a 13. Dogs still with a couple of timeouts left as well. As soon as the ball is spotted for play, clock will roll, and it's rolling now. I actually brought it up.
We got to line up in the right spots.
And Murray mishandles the snap, and Aaron's going to get to show off his arm strength unless Cameron Meredith gets to him. McGowan's going to make the catch, but time is going to expire before Georgia can have a chance to try a field goal. So the Cornhuskers will go to the locker room with a 24-23 lead in what has been an entertaining offensive first half. 564 yards of total offense for these two teams combined. A little bit of running, a little bit of passing. Seen a blocked punt. Nebraska up 24-23 at the break. We'll go to John Saunders in the halftime report right after these messages. That he is, Sam, and the other thing it does to the Georgia passing attack, it really means their top 3 receivers are gone. Earlier in the season, they lost Marlon Brown and Michael Bennett, both to ACL injuries, so now Aaron Murray has to look other places to try to find receivers. A lot of heat on Tavares King, and there's some heat immediately on Taylor Martinez. Alec Ogletree was the first guy to get him, and Taylor on his first carry the second half loses a couple. Martinez gets away from Jordan Jenkins, now throws it to a wide open Cotton in the middle of the field, and Ben couldn't hold it.
Another
You can hear the agony in Reese Davis's voice.
Burkhead still in the game, lined up at receiver. Martinez has great speed. First down, Taylor Martinez, and he dances out of bounds, chased out by Sean Williams.
No matter what Georgia does defensively moving forward in this game, they have to start containing Taylor Martinez and keeping him in the pocket. On this drive alone, twice, Martinez able to get outside. They should have had a big completion a few plays ago. This is the second time now in the drive. Got to keep him in the pocket.
Already the 8th play in this opening drive of the second half. Amir Abdullah bursting through the middle. Abdullah with a great move to the outside. And Amir Abdullah's inside the 25. Ogletree stopped him for the run of 26 for the sophomore from Homewood, Alabama. Right now, Nebraska's looking at a 2nd and 4 in the Georgia red zone. Cornhuskers have taken the second half kickoff and marched it down the field. Taylor Martinez. Martinez inside the 10. He's got a 1st and goal. They got a snap before Georgia was even lined up, and as a result, Burkhead's into the end zone, and Big Red scores again.
I love the fact that Nebraska is starting to go up-tempo more often now, because we talked earlier, guys, the depth problems Georgia has on defense, on the defensive line, trying to wear them down on this entire drive. I think you saw that. Just look at the confusion.
They set up. That's over 50 plays ran, too. At that tempo, making you run. It's a little bit hotter being down here in Florida. Guys look with the hands on the hips, looking exhausted.
Well, the guys from Nebraska finding a little spring in their step from America's heartland, the most magical place on earth. Nebraska has found a little magic on offense right down to 31-23 lead. Now, can Georgia have an answer with their opening possession of the second half? You're watching the Capital One Bowl on ABC.
Looks exactly the same, doesn't he?
He hasn't aged at all. Todd Gurley gets across the 30, though. Murray firing to Tavares King. First down, King into Nebraska territory to the 49, a pickup of 11.
And TK, Tavares King's a guy that's now going to have to step up without Mitchell on the field. Now, he made the big catch early in the game, 75 yards. Hadn't had another catch until this play right here. Doing a nice job just running a curl route, being physical, coming back to the football. But here's a guy throughout his whole career. He's never been the primary target in this offense, whether it was Muhammad Massaquoi or A.J. Green, Malcolm Mitchell. He's now the man in this game, and he's got to step up.
Nobody has played more games in a Georgia uniform than Tavares King. Murray reloads, pulls it down, throwing it deep, looking for a man, and he's got him. It's Chris Conley. Touchdown, Georgia. How about Conley, who caught that final pass in the SEC championship game only to see time expire, coming up with a huge play when Georgia needs someone on the outside to step up. Georgia's going to go for 2 and try to tie it. Generally speaking, I prefer teams to wait until the 4th quarter until you start chasing that number.
And Tavares King at the top of the screen here.
Murray firing, and the 2 is good. And now we're all locked up halfway through the 3rd quarter. Well, these 2 programs have only met one time in history. Keep playing like this, they're going to need to play more often.
Rhett McGowan goes in motion. Aaron Murray sees it's man-to-man coverage. Hits him on a quick out route. Easy, very easy.
Rhett McGowan gets the deuce. And after a great drive by Nebraska, Georgia answers with one of its own. Burkhead. Rex may get it all in one swoop. A touchdown-saving tackle from Damian Swan, a pickup of 28 for Burkhead.
For the second time in 2 consecutive snaps, Georgia's not ready to get lined. Look at the confusion in the back end. Substitution. Nebraska's lined up in an I formation. They're ready to play. It's the first play of this series. You can't have that kind of mental mistake right now if you're Georgia.
Burkhead's over 100 yards in his final game as a Cornhusker. Give it to him again. Why not? Burkhead. Look at Burkhead turn those feet and get up to the 47-yard line. Martinez. Taylor's inside the 40. Looks like he's going to be marked a tad short of the first down.
Substitution standpoint, it hasn't been very good for Georgia now 2 straight games.
Big shot of David Pollock when he played in this game a few years ago. We haven't seen many big defensive plays. Burkhead took the snap and gave it to Abdullah. This is something that when Burkhead has been healthy, although maybe the football came loose, let's see, Georgia thinks they have the ball. See what the officials say. Wow. And Georgia's celebrating they have the football.
And let's see, it was Alec Ogletree who came in there and made the stop on Abdullah, but it's just a matter of his knee was down when the ball came out.
We also have a player down, I believe, is Jeremiah Searles.
The ruling on the field is a fumble and a recovery by the defense. First down.
Glasses that Malcolm's wearing in the sideline. Pressure coming on Murray. He steps up, delivers the ball a little too high. King. And the Nebraska defense rises up after the turnover and forces a 3-and-out.
When you're throwing into the blitz, sense of urgency has to go up everywhere. The quarterback's got to get it out quicker. The receiver's got to get his head snapped around sooner to identify the football. That was a good throw under duress. TK has got to make that catch. Hard to blame him jumping when you got Jarvis Jones lining up opposite you.
Draw to Burkhead. Franks with a terrific pickup, getting low to the ground to the 36, a pickup of 10. He'll need about 4 more for a first down as we check in with Sam. And Sam, you know, you'd think that would sort of fit with the climate. A little bit warmer in Georgia than it is in Nebraska, so Nebraska has the cooler sideline. Martinez scrambling. Will he be able to get to the marker? He will not. Christian Robinson chased him out of bounds. It'll be 4th down. Murray just gets it off. Making the grab out there is Justin Scott Wesley. Wesley's had a mixed bag on the day. Had a chance to recover the block punt for a touchdown. He's dropped a pass, but this time he picks up 31.
Seeing a lot of different guys now make plays instead of Malcolm Mitchell. Justin Scott Wesley, Rhett McGowan, Chris Conley. There's a great catch in double coverage. Nice job by Murray putting the air under the football, allowing his receiver a chance to locate him.
Gurley inside 35. Might be fair to say, too, that Stanley Jean-Baptiste didn't play that beautifully.
No, not at all.
Georgia's 8 of 12 on 3rd down. Last half minute of the 3rd quarter. Gurley breaks a tackle. Has the first down. Gurley inside the 25, and he's running tough before Damian Stafford got him.
Talked about the importance of Nebraska tackling in space, and here's P.J. Smith at safety coming up with an opportunity to make a stop on Gurley right there, and he doesn't get it done.
What did Coach Rick tell us yesterday? Gurley's 230 pounds, carried the ball first time in fall practice. Hey, did you ever think about stiff-arming a guy? Not really. I taught him how to stiff arm this year. I think it works out pretty well for the big fella.
The Bulldog defenders who had to scrimmage against him weren't exactly grateful for Rick's little piece of advice there, and most SEC defenders weren't either, and probably not Nebraska's either. We got a barn burner going, headed to the 4th quarter, all tied at 31. The Capital One Bowl will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. Georgia has it on the move just inside the Nebraska 25. Both Gurley and Marshall are in the game. Gurley's out there in the trips formation. Now Aaron Murray's going to have to run away. Marshall's got a chance to catch it. What a grab by Marshall for the touchdown. 24 yards, and one of the things Georgia wanted to do, use these backs in the passing game, and I think you see why with that catch by Marshall.
Not necessarily designed this way, but good job by Murray extending the play, throwing the back shoulder throw to protect the throw. You don't expect your running back, let alone a lot of receivers, to pluck the ball out of the air the way Keith Marshall just did. Wow.
As Marshall's first career touchdown catch, I hazard to guess that it won't be his last one. The 4th lead change we've had in this game as the Dogs have it. This is a great view of the Marshall catch. Not only the grab, spinning As if he were a ballet master. Kept those feet in bounds, and a great look courtesy of the DirecTV Ultimate Picture Cam.
You got Ogletree, you got any of these guys coming off the edge, it's tough not to flinch. It's getting loud now, guys, in the stadium.
When you rush Taylor Martinez, you want to get up the field, but you don't want to get too far up the field where he can take off and run, too. Remember, he's lethal running.
Jones, that's a hold on Rodriguez. Let's see what happens in the play. Martinez needs to make sure he doesn't take a big hit because Rodriguez was completely schooled by Jarvis Jones. He just reached out and grabbed him.
Great design by Todd Grantham, understanding where the weakness in this offensive line is right now, putting your best pass rusher on him.
Offense number 63. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
Jarvis Jones today has eclipsed David's record at Georgia for career tackles for loss and sacks. And now the Georgia quarterback is sacked by Joseph Carter from Columbus, Georgia. Transferred back to his home state school, and it's worked out well. And this is working out well for the Dogs. Chris Conley is on his way. There goes Conley. 87 yards, and Georgia's got a little breathing room.
Great play call by Mike Bobo, anticipating pressure from Nebraska. 3rd and long, they dial up the slip screen outside. That was the perfect play call for that defense. You're going to see they're going to get a guard out front. They slip guys out. 2 in the second level, and there's nobody home. Chris Conley, 2 huge touchdown catches in this game.
Georgia, among the national leaders, however you want to describe long play categories, in top 5 that plays a 50 or longer, just had their longest play of the season. 87 yards, and the Dogs are up on Nebraska, 45-31. Conley putting it in the house. The Capital One Bowl on ABC. Nebraska has to answer when you come back. 3rd down and 2. Martinez wanted to run the shovel pass. Instead, Taylor's going to run it himself. He's got the first down across the 40. Sorry, Rambo with the stop. Pick up of 10. Martinez keeps it. Turns the corner on Jones into Georgia territory and gets out of bounds. Taylor will have the first down. He looks quick.
He looks all right.
Burkhead comes to the sideline. Rick exhorting the red and black faithful.
With Georgia on defense, you have to keep Taylor Martinez in the pocket. Do not let him get outside.
Martinez to throw. Caught. We'll see where they're going to give him forward progress is Quincy Enunwa. Enunwa making his first grab. And
really a guy who's
giving the first down, Jesse.
Yeah, a guy who's...
Well, Ogletree's out there with him. Here comes Alec. He beat a man. Martinez firing deep, and it's picked off. Damian Swan has it again. Swan with his interception the 2nd time today, and the Georgia defense forces the 3rd turnover from the Nebraska offense, and now the Huskers are in some trouble.
The pressure forced a bad throw by Taylor Martinez. Top of the screen, you're going to see Jarvis Jones inside. Ogletree on the outside, though. That's not a good matchup, having Rex Burkhead blocking him one-on-one. It's a nice step up by Martinez, but he doesn't get enough on the football. Swan able to make up ground, make the pick.
But how many times have we bragged on his mechanics of changing, and then you see him throw that football off of his back foot, just floating it up there. Bad pass.
Murray is 9 of 12 on 3rd down today. Make it 10 of 13 and another first down. Tavares King.
Aaron Murray's biggest improvements as a passer this year has been his downfield passing. Not just the accuracy on posts and go throws, but the back shoulder throws. We saw one to Keith Marshall for a touchdown. I mean, this is an NFL big league back shoulder throw to the wide side of the field. It does not get any better than that.
Murray to throw again. It's down the middle. It's complete. It's another first down. He has been money
And I think,
speaking of money, on third down, Justin Scott Wesley making.
and I think you look at the class next year. Who's he coming out against? Teddy Bridgewater, maybe of Louisville. Logan Thomas. Virginia
A.J.
Tech,
McCarron.
A.J. McCarron. Keith Price, Washington. Braxton Miller, does he maybe come out? I mean, you have to forecast that. Those are all little things that Aaron Murray's going to have to think about when trying to project when it's right to come out.
Well, and I think in the bottom line grand scheme of things, what's important to you? Do you want to go back to college? You'll never get that time back again. You know, I mean, this is the most fun time you're going to have. The NFL can wait. You always have the injury risk, but what do you want to accomplish? Do you want to win a championship? What's important to you?
Gurley with a short game. I would think. It remains to be seen what his decision will be. As Gurley is going to be stopped on third down. It'll be fourth down.
Do you not kick a field goal here?
I think they're up 2 scores. Don't want to get it blocked and get a cheap one. They're also going to let Murray try to throw another touchdown pass to Tavares King, and King doesn't. And he throws the football in disgust against the stands. Thinks he should have had that one.
And another dime dropped by Aaron Murray. And tight coverage, one-on-one outside. And that's generally a play Tavares King will make. Man, that's a perfect throw.
You got to catch that.
That's unbelievable.
That ball needs to be caught. And it's frustrating for it'd be a great way for King to have ended his Georgia career, man, who's played more in the red and black and in those silver breeches that the Dogs wear than any other player in Georgia history. Down by 2 scores, 2 timeouts to go. They've got to move quickly. Martinez. He always moves quickly. He'll go out of bounds, and there's Sean Williams again. Those 2 guys have been going at it. We saw after the interception them going at it. They went at it earlier, too, on a run. They've been jawing and
it's
mixing
not
it up.
a flag to hit a quarterback in bounds. You're allowed to do that.
And that's on Taylor Martinez because he lets up. I mean, Martinez needs to know there's a defender bearing down on him. You got to scoot and get out of bounds. Help protect yourself. That's a clean play. Can't believe I just said that.
I'm glad to hear you come around a little bit, though.
You doing all right?
The season with me will do that to you a little bit.
A little bit. Wear off on me.
They had some depth problems on the defensive line, and Bo was saying, hey, they have it to do over again. Maybe he just lets those young defensive linemen get a little experience. But they are very talented, so they expect some improvement up front on defense next year when they get an influx of talent. There is Baker Steinkuhler, number 55 of the great Steinkuhler family in Nebraska.
Consider their schedule next year. I mean, their crossover games are against Purdue and Illinois, not Ohio State and Wisconsin like this year.
Martinez, Jarvis Jones almost had himself an interception to wrap up his Georgia career, likely.
As the Big Ten. They can win tonight. I'll tell you what, that is huge.
Martinez, there's Williams, his buddy, who got a big shot on him, and Bakari Rambo caught the ball. Did he stay in bounds? Sean Williams is the guy he's been going back and forth with, David, and he got a free shot on Martinez.
He's been talking all game. Martinez and him got tangled up a little bit on the interception. He was happy to deliver that blow. Martinez wasn't. Martinez, look at him pop back up, though. He pops right back up after taking that shot.
Jarvis Jones after Martinez, but Ogletree's got him, and that's going to do it. Alec Ogletree making the play, in the Georgia defense maligned many times this season, gutted oftentimes today, came up large in the latter stages of the second half, eventually overpowering Nebraska.
Love this defense. Here's Ogletree. He's going to start inside, then loop in. He's going to confuse the lineman, finds himself a crease. There's Jarvis Jones, too. I mean, again, Ogletree, Jones, there's Jenkins. I mean, the pass rushers on this team are ridiculous. I mean, take your pick who wants to make a sack.
Jarvis should have had a JOP, jump on the pile and get half a sack out of that deal if he could. Georgia with 5 sacks of Martinez on the day, and now they're lining up in victory formation. This will be just the 3rd time in Georgia's storied football history that they've won 12 games. Vince Dooley's 1980 national champions did it. Mark Richt did it back in 02, and now they have a chance in 51 seconds to record their 3rd 12-win season. And oh boy, now that
was a complete dunking.
The thing I always look for,
The baptism.
do you know how many times coaches get drilled with the Gatorade bucket in
top,
their head?
Yeah, the top of the handle.
It's like you gotta watch. It's not just cold Gatorade bath. Like you also get that plastic in your forehead, in your dome piece.
Remember how happy Saban was in the championship game a couple years ago?
Not.
He was like, seriously? Learn how to do it if you're going to do it, all right, guys?
The big D lineman or tight end should do it because you get the angle better. These little guys hit you right in the head.
We wondered about the motivation for the Dogs after suffering the heartbreak at the hands of Alabama, but they responded well, as did Nebraska. After having the psyche bruised in the Big Ten championship game, the loss to Wisconsin 70-31, and certainly Nebraska has some issues to fix on defense, but Bo Pelini, the guy to do it. And the Cornhuskers will wind up 10-4 on the season after Georgia wins the Capital One Bowl 45-31. Aaron Murray was tremendous, and Georgia finishes off its third 12-win season with a victory over Nebraska in the Capital One Bowl. Our final score, Georgia 45, Nebraska 31. ESPN 3 has the trophy ceremony from the Capital One Bowl. The Rose Bowl game presented by Vizio is coming up on ESPN. For our entire crew, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, Sam Ponder, I'm Reese Davis. We'll see you.